Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me once again. We are doing Course in Miracles lesson number 329 today. The lesson states, I have already chosen what you will. It starts with a prayer. Father, I thought I wandered from your will, defiled it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will more powerful than yours. Yet what I am in truth is but your will, extended and extending. This am I, and this will never change. As you are one, so am I one with you. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. That choice was made for all eternity. It cannot change and be in opposition to itself. Father, my will is yours, and I am safe, untroubled, and serene in endless joy because it is your will that it be so. Big amen on that. Today, we will accept our union with each other and our source. We have no will apart from His, and all of us are one because His will is shared by all of us. Through it, we recognize that we are one. Through it, we find our way at last to God. And that is the end of lesson 329. I have already chosen what you will. We come into this world to live the contrast. We come into this world to see the big what if in life, to see what if we were not aligned with God's will? What if we were not all one? What if we were not simply an extension of love? Those are things that are true, they are real, they are the only thing that exists and they cannot change. But sometimes we like to play make believe. And so these lifetimes in this world are the make believe stories that we concoct in the grand mind of what would happen if we could usurp, if we could overpower God. That's not where we are, and we forget. Sometimes the game feels so very real that we forget that we made it all up. This is our opportunity to reaffirm, to begin to remember that we are already aligned with God. We don't have to do anything to realign with God except to pause and remember. If you are struggling, step out of the doing mode and step back into the being mode. Pause and reflect. If you focus on this one moment, you are absolutely okay. If you are worried about money, it's usually projecting something into the future. In 10 minutes, I don't have the money for. In 3 days or in a month, I won't have the money for. In this moment, you are taken care of. There is a moment that aligns you with the truth of who you are. Step into those moments, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's just an attempt at gratitude, whether it is just a deep breath. And in that deep breath, there is that momentary calm. Be the calm. Grab onto the calm because that's the truth of who you are. That calm never goes away. We just forget it's there because our ego gets so loud that we can't hear it, that we aren't listening anymore. Take a breath and become the calm again. Become the truth of who you are. And every time you do that, you will remember more and more of how you are aligned with the will of God because you are an extension of the will of God. Let's see what Tina Spalding's channelings tell us. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. It is clear that you are not more powerful than God. Any errors you've made that you might have considered as sins in the past, or errors of behavior, word, thought, or deed, have not hurt God in any way. In fact, you are allowed to make mistakes. You are given free will. The idea that God has given you free will, but you're not allowed to use it, is a modern distortion of this truth. You have been given free will. You are allowed to do whatever you want here and experience the natural consequences of that. You are allowed to reap the harvest of the seeds that you sow. When you sow a bitter seed and get a bitter harvest, you do not like how that feels. It may manifest as a harvest of broken relationships, an unhealthy body, disillusionment, sadness, guilt, shame, or fear. Whatever it is, it does not feel good when you are out of alignment with your Father's will for you. And that is love, because you are loved. See all your past errors and sins as just errors that need to be corrected. You can see your errors often as negative patterns repeating themselves through your earlier years. As you get older, often you see you are the common denominator in all those varying manifestations of fear, shame, guilt, and anger that you have repeated. See this as a good thing to recognize. I am the common denominator in all these unpleasant situations. Even if I trade my partner in or move to another place, the patterns keep repeating because I am the pattern creator. Witness that and then decide, this is something in me that is an aberration of some kind. It is not in alignment with God's will for me because it does not make me happy. It does not feel good. Therefore, it must be something I need to let go of. It does not help me on my journey home. Be more forgiving of yourself and ask yourself to let go of that pattern. Only you can do that. We cannot override you and heal you of something that you want. You must choose again. Choose differently and witness where you contribute to your suffering. Only through your free will, transforming, changing, and then aligning with guidance, will you have a new experience. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you again tomorrow. We have free will. We can choose everything. And because this is a world of opposites, if you will, of contrast, of light and dark seeming to be in the same place, we get to choose light or dark. But it is an experience that we can begin to change when we realize what we are doing. When we see the pattern of darkness, the pattern of difficult choices, the patterns of choices that are out of alignment with God's will for us, which is bliss, we feel badly. When we feel badly, we need to just acknowledge that we are feeling badly and that we must have taken a wrong turn by making a decision that was out of alignment with the truth of who we are. We simply need to change our mind to begin to change that trajectory of infinity and move more closer to the path of love. It may take time here because that is what time is for in this world. Remember that time does not exist in the eternal state that we truly reside in. But time gives us the opportunity to slow everything down and to really experience all of those things that are contrasted so that when we choose differently, we can choose completely. We can choose love every time, no matter what, because we will have walked enough pathways here to understand what we truly want. This is our hell. This is our place of what we might consider eternal suffering, but the eternal suffering only lasts as long as we choose to allow it. We can choose at any time to choose love, to choose peace, to choose forgiveness, and watch as things begin to unfold in a completely different way than they ever have before. I hope you have a spectacular day. I hope this works for you, and I hope that you begin to see the light that you are. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.